Chadian President Idriss Deby has been killed after heavy fighting between rebels and Chad military as the rebels advanced to about 220 kilometers away from its capital N'Djamena. Earlier yesterday, rebels released a statement saying President Deby was reportedly wounded in combat. The Chadian army fled in panic in N'Djamena. On the morning of Monday, the 19th of April 2021, new and extremely violent clashes took place between the men of fact and the regime's army. Present in one of the columns that he personally leads, President Deby was reportedly injured and rushed to N'Djamena by his son Mahamat Deby and his nephew Beguera, Director of Customs. This information was confirmed by 3 highly placed sources in the regime's security apparatus. The same sources confirm that the injury is not serious, but it has created a psychosis doubled by the decapitation of a large part of the top brass of the DGSSIE in the fighting of the 18th of April. In Mao, the town is being deserted by the military, and dozens of war wounded are lying in hospital. After the fighting in Canaan, the army announces that it has killed more than 300 elements of fact rebels. This information has not been independently confirmed. According to the Chadian military, a military delegation led by the Chief of General Staff of the Armed Forces, General Abakar Abdelkarim Daoud, visited Ziggy, on the borders of the Canaan and Borku provinces, on Sunday the 18th of April 2021. This was following clashes between the Chadian army and elements of the Front for Change and Cohesion in Chad, a fact in this area. The first report drawn up by the General Staff of the Armed Forces states that more than 300 mercenaries were killed, 150 captured, and a large quantity of war material recovered or destroyed. The loyalist forces deplore the death of 5 soldiers and the wounded. The situation is completely under control, the military authorities said. Several completely charred military vehicles bear witness to the intensity of the fighting. Weapons and ammunition were seized. Wounded are being rescued. Above all, they are our Chadian brothers, justifies a soldier as he gives water to drink to a captured rebel. The army indicates that elements of fact who have fled are being hunted down. In the wake of this, the Chief of Staff of the Armed Forces deplores the fact that Chadians continue to kill each other for power. Because, he maintains, violence has never been a solution to a problem. While calling for a general awareness, General Abakar Abdelkarim Daoud regrets the instrumentalization of Chadians by foreign agencies for unavowed purposes. In their latest communiqué issued on the 18th of April, the rebel group claims to have liberated the Canaan province and to be continuing its sweep operations. The rebel group also states that a balance sheet will be communicated later. Human rights in Chad have been described as a poor. For example, Freedom House has designated the country as a not free. Chad received a score of 7 for political rights and 6 for civil liberties, with 1 being the most free, 7 being the least free. According to the U.S. State Department, the government's poor human rights record deteriorated further during the year. Security forces committed numerous serious human rights abuses. Among the abuses listed were extrajudicial killings, beatings, torture, and rape by security forces, limits on freedom of speech and the press and freedom of assembly, arbitrary arrest and detention, and widespread corruption. Security forces commit these and other abuses with near total impunity. Amnesty International has reported that the widespread insecurity in eastern Chad had particularly severe consequences for women, who suffered grave human rights abuses, including rape, during attacks on villages by Janjaweed militia from Sudan. Women face widespread discrimination and violence. Female genital mutilation, while technically illegal, is still widely practiced. Harassment of journalists and human rights activists has also been documented, as well as the use of child soldiers by Chadian security forces, by various human rights groups. Transparency International has ranked Chad as one of the most corrupt nations in the world. In 2007, it scored 1.8 out of 10 on the Corruption Perceptions Index, with 10 being the least corrupt. Only Tonga, Uzbekistan, Haiti, Iraq, Myanmar, and Somalia scored lower. Critics of President Idriss Deby have accused him of cronyism and favoring his own tribe. Deby's re-election in May 2006, in which he won a third term, was boycotted by the opposition, who denounced the results as fraudulent. The previous election, in 2001, was similarly viewed as fraudulent by the opposition parties, although a team of foreign observers said that polling had taken place without major problems or intimidation.
عندنا جرا مبارك
بأي طريقة ننتصر إن شاء الله. هو عزيز الجميع. مجي الكبد أولي كده ما تعرف نجي لكم عندك ناس إن شاء الله. أنا عربي وأنا عربي إن شاء الله. ما يدرك المسلمين بلدنا إن شاء الله بالخير وعافية والسلام. مجي الكبد نجي لكم تعقد زورم ده من بلد أنا. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وما جنبوين تو عربية عندها بجلابة
إن شاء الله زورم ده كثير إن شاء الله ننتصر أي طريقة ننتصر إن شاء الله. هو عزيز قوية مجي الكبد أخواني تعدي ما تعرفوا نجي لكم إن شاء الله.
Aduh guys,
إن شاء الله